The Justice League are fighting a bunch of villains that seem resilient to their efforts. One of them, Dreamslayer, shoots at Vixen and Green Lantern saves her while Hawkgirl and Batman take care of the rest. After the fight, a man introducing himself as Carter Hall greets Hawkgirl and shows her a Thanagarian sword, and she assumes he wants to fight. So Batman quickly snatches this from him before he explains himself. Hall informs them that he actually found this artifact in Egypt during an archeological mission, and was hoping Hawkgirl would join him to travel to Egypt and figure out why it was there. Vixen likes the idea, but Green Lantern couldn't be more jealous and tries to break them apart.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Batman suggests they could just take the artifact to the Metro Tower and study it there since they have the necessary tech. Carter Hall accepts, but still invites Hawkgirl to discuss the matter with him in detail over dinner. She looks over at Green Lantern, but ultimately accepts, leaving him looking frustrated and jealous. Batman and Hawkgirl run some tests on the artifact and realize what Carter Hall said may be factual. Hawkgirl leaves to get herself dressed and go to dinner with Carter Hall. Green Lantern catches her in the elevator and is shocked at how beautiful she is all dressed up like that. They flirt, and Hawkgirl teases him into almost kissing, but Batman breaks all the fun up to deliver some news.
Well, somebody better be dying.
He tells Hawkgirl he did some research on Carter Hall, and how he changed his name, and how he got booted off his field, and how he frequents Hawkgirl hate message boards just to defend her, all leading up to the revelation that he is a stalker. He shows her how Carter Hall has been in the crowd for every Justice League fight that involved Hawkgirl, even in places where he shouldn't be. Green Lantern is angry at this and wants to have a talk with him, but Hawkgirl brushes him and Batman off because she doesn't tell them who to date. She leaves them high and dry as Green Lantern confides with Batman about his relationship with Hawkgirl. We see Hawkgirl and Carter Hall explore an archaeological site in Egypt after their date last night, and they are all over each other with the teasing and the flirting. They go in, and Hawkgirl accidentally activates a trap, and Carter Hall saves her. Batman is somewhere lurking behind them and listening in on their conversation, but we see shadows not behaving right and following Batman like they are creatures of their own. Hawkgirl and Hall come across a message inscribed in the tomb, and it translates to a long journey. Carter Hall then reveals to Hawkgirl that his real name is Qatar Hall, and that both of them are the reincarnation of lovers that died in Egypt a long time ago. He is the reincarnation of Hawkman. Hawkgirl laughs this revelation off as her having the worst taste in men, but Hawkman is trying to explain to her that what he said was true. Meanwhile, the shadows fight Batman and knock him away while taking his listening device. Hawkman shows her something called the Absorbicron. He tells her that he unearthed the thing 300 years ago, and when he touched it, he remembered his past and begins to retell the story of the two Thanagarian lovers to Hawkgirl. He tells how they helped the people of the region when they fell from the sky, and how a jealous priest poisoned both of them. He then shows her the ship, and Hawkgirl tries to reason with him that he is just probably seeing the ship's log, and it is not really his memories. Suddenly the shadows attack both of them, and they fight. The shadows knock them both out and capture them. Hawkgirl recognizes the shadow thing as someone called the Shadow Thief. The Shadow tells Hawkman that he has been following him for months trying to reach the treasure, and threatens him to open the final chamber of this place by attempting to hurt Hawkgirl in front of him. Hawkman gives in and decides to help him, but Batman stops him in his tracks. He fights the Shadow, but the place's mechanism activates with mummies now attacking him and Hawkman. Hawkgirl frees herself and goes after the Shadow Thief, who is cornered by her, Hawkman, and Batman. He creates a miniature tornado and escapes. Hawkman wants to return to the Absorbicron, but Hawkgirl knocks him out to take him to safety. Hawkman has a talk with Hawkgirl about their love story and how he waited for centuries to find her again. Hawkgirl seems hesitant and wants him to snap back to reality, but she ultimately gives in and starts to perhaps believe, even if she is not showing it. Hawkman tells her he will wait for her to realize the truth. He already waited years to see her. The camera zooms in and shows us the buried mummies of two lovers holding hands. The next episode starts with a bunch of sailors crashing somewhere where it is freezing cold, and they discover the hull of an ancient Viking ship. On the Justice League space station, Wonderwoman is getting ready to go to a global warming conference on behalf of Themyscira, because her mother asked her to. She asks around the League to see if someone can maybe keep her company while she is there, and springs the question onto Martian Manhunter, who refuses, which leads up to Wonderwoman, realizing he's been cooped up in the space station for 2 years because he doesn't like humanity all that much to serve them on the ground. She tries to get him to understand why humans are worth it, and Green Arrow, who is also present, suggests he should mingle with humans more and get to know them better. Grodd and the anti-Justice League villains, including Lex Luthor, are having a meeting about the latest operations. Grodd tells them about a story of a Scandinavian prince called John, the Viking legend, whose stories and adventures paint him in the brightest of lights. Prince John is said to have met a Valkyrie and fell in love. Odin discovered their affair and banished John from Valhalla. John tried to plead with Odin, and Odin accepted with the one condition that he die a heroic death to reunite with his love. Odin was crafty, however, and gave John invulnerability to all weapons and metals. So John realized he could never die a heroic death. Eventually, John grew tired of trying and failing to die like a hero, so he sailed north away from humanity. But now, they have found his ship. Grodd orders Devil Ray to steal the prince's corpse, so that they can reverse engineer his invulnerability. Wonderwoman tries to convince world leaders about climate change, and all I can say is good luck LOL. They still don't believe in it 20 years later. Anyway, she almost messes the meeting up with threats of military action and goes away from the meeting to take a breather, only to meet Agent Faraday, who has a small talk with her. Suddenly, a huge earthquake hits the location, and Wonder Woman gets into her costume and investigates. She finds the villains fighting the people at the prince's Viking ship, and she fights them. She mops the floor with all of them, but gets hit with a poison stinger that takes her out as they taunt her. Devil Ray almost kills Wonder Woman, but Agent Faraday and the Special Forces jump in and protect Wonder Woman. She takes the stinger out and tries to go back to fight, but everything is so overwhelming that she has to call for support. Martian Manhunter goes to help with Green Arrow after Wonder Woman basically shouts at him that she needs him there. They fight the villains, and Martian Manhunter tries to read one of their minds to understand why they are so persistent with the Viking ship. He gets some of the info before almost losing it, and somehow getting tired. Devil Ray uses his submarine to hook the ship and tow it with him. Wonder Woman, Green Arrow, and Martian Manhunter chase them down and attack. Green Arrow enters the submarine, as Wonder Woman stays on the outside, trying to unhook the ship. Martian Manhunter captures one of the villains, as Devil Ray attacks Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman beats him with her Amazonian thighs after he tried molesting her. Green Arrow beats everyone in the submarine and releases the hook that has the ship with Wonder Woman helping him. Faraday and the Special Forces surround all the fallen villains and capture them. The Justice League talk with each other and realize the villains are teaming up with one another, may indicate outside forces leading the charge. Martian Manhunter informs them that Wonder Woman's words got to him, and he realized that he needs to get out of the watchtower and find some bitches. To connect with humanity, of course. The League members give an honorable burial to the prince and say their goodbyes to Martian Manhunter as he searches for bitches. I mean meaning in life.
Showtime!
What can I say? The show keeps outdoing itself with great episodes. That was a treat learning about the possible backstory to Hawkman and Hawkgirl, and seeing Green Lantern all jealous. Maybe he should man up and choose. The second episode had some good overarching plot action, and some serious implications with Martian Manhunter's absence. This brings us to the end of today's video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel to get more videos like this one. Your support helps us grow. And tell me, what do you think of these two episodes? What do you think Grodd is planning? Will Green Lantern grow some balls? Let me know in the comments below. I read all of them. And if you're watching till now, thank you. I'll see you in another video soon.